type to volunteer or go first, or wait for someone else to be the guinea pig. In my case, I was never the one to go first, maybe second or first. Today, I would like to share how I overcame being a girl who had to follow in someone else's footsteps and finally take my own leap of faith. Growing up with a golden star of a brother that always took risks and always was the first one to go, and I would just follow into his footsteps, whether that was cliff jumping in Hawaii or trying new foods or just registering and waiting in line, he was the one to go first. My whole childhood and early adult years, I followed in his footsteps, and I couldn't make my own decisions or take my own risks. It had to be watching someone else do it before me. And then one trip just changed it all. A trip to Las Vegas my family takes every year. We do a crazy exotic adventures, whether that was doing roller coasters, zip lining, helicopter rides, going to these exhibits with snakes wrapped around us. We did it all. Besides this one a crazy stunt, which was the Stratosphere building. The Stratosphere was one of their major landmarks in Las Vegas, and it was this jump you can do that's 900 feet, and it's for absolute daredevils, and I really wanted to do this. I've done everything there but this, and I asked my brother if he would do the jump with me, and he said no. And knowing me, I couldn't do it on my own. I had to have someone else go before me and hold my hand the whole entire way, or it was just not possible for me. And then something just clicked. I knew that me and my brother were being separated soon and that I had to do this. So I called the company. I asked, is there any openings? Can I do this? And they were like, yes, come now. And it was really late at night. And I registered. I suited up. I put on the GoPro and I was ready to go. And then the man says to me, are you ready to go? And I was like, yeah, like, okay, family, let's go up the elevator and we'll go right up. And he says, no, are you? And until that moment, it really hit me that this is something I am doing by myself. And there isn't someone going before me and really holding the hand through this whole journey. And I realized that, and I went up and I walked on this little blue plank, looking at both sides, having this huge drop, and just seeing everyone look like ants and cement at the bottom. So I was so terrified, and the guy noticed that in me, and he said, just letting you know, a lot of people don't jump. When they hear the countdown, they back up, so just let us know, and we'll release you. And I just felt so doubted, and that I just couldn't do it. And my anxiety was throughout the roof, and I could see a million people behind me in this little glass room observing me about to jump, but no one actually I could hear. All I heard was this huge building and this wind crashing up against it and my heart racing. Then he started the countdown. So when it hit 1, I didn't hesitate. I jumped. So not only did I prove everyone that doubted me, saying that I probably couldn't jump, and my family down below that thinks I have to have someone hold my hand, I jumped, and I did it on my own. In the first couple seconds, I screamed terribly. And the rest was just a release. It was amazing, and I never felt more alive, and my adrenaline never hit harder. And it was the thing that was my very first, and that I did on my own. I walked out on that little blue plank, and I became the person I am today. I really did something on my own, and it really shows throughout my next experiences throughout life. I then ended up moving to Thousand Oaks, and my brother stayed back in Fresno, where I'm originally from, and I entered a new community where I knew no one, and I entered groups that have already formed, and I thrived. I became a peer mentor. I really discovered myself. From that one moment of just being on that plank was the moment that I recreated who I am. And I'm not the same person I was over 2 years ago since that moment. And then I ended up being the first person in my family going to a community college. And my whole family's pedigree is for me to enter the medical field. And that's with my mom being an ICU nurse, my brother being a pharmacist, and then me being studying neuroscience and reading books and learning and educating myself that I've been wanting to work on human brains my whole life. And then when I did that plank jump, my personality just shifted. And I decided when being at community college, I'm a communications major. So I've gone through so many cycles of life since that one step and just becoming my own person. So my whole demeanor and whole personality has just changed and thrived since that one moment. From going from Thousand Oaks High School to Moore Park to a communications major, my life has changed nothing for the better since the walking out on that little itty bitty blue plank. So I can now say I am no longer a follower, and I am that experimental guinea pig that will never miss the opportunity to raise my hand, jump off that dangerous building, or speak up for herself. So just remember, a little leap of faith could really change your whole life.